Hello everybody, welcome back to Wappelville, and welcome back to the Lands of Ruin, because we're doing Easterling stuff again here. This is one piece of the building that we painted last night. We've got more buildings to paint, Armored Wolf. Yeah, we got a bunch of these to do here. Let me see if I can... This is about the... I still can't believe I can fit this much of it in there. So, I've got this one done. I do have actually a second one ready to go. It kind of depends on how fast we march through this. We just have the one door, so I think that's it. And yeah, okay. I will go blue up here, maybe. I don't know if we're gonna go blue down there too. We might do it just another something else down there. Maybe just regular wood over there. Also over here too. This is still from Gadget Works, I'm pretty sure. Now I'm gonna actually do some dry brushy stuff on the roof to start with. Let me do that first. Right here. So there's the roof. Now that I've printed these a few times and cleared these out, I see that there's more of this stuff right here. That is the most unusual tree supports that I've ever seen. Actually, I think that is too. Yeah. It's only just now that I'm seeing this going. I think that's actually supports. Here, let's get that out of here. What's that? We're gonna get these things back, because I think that's also part of a support there. Yeah, sure enough. Snip this off, maybe. Okay, it's enough of that. No more screwing around. Yeah, hell again. I'm gonna try and get some more of those prepped. Actually, before I head out for Gen Con, I'm gonna try and get as many of those prepped as I can, and then we'll we'll try and get some of those painted in August on the stream. And hell again, I don't know if you had a chance to watch the video with the Essex, but these have been really wild for sure. You know, I'm gonna throw a little bit more of the white in here, because let's see if I can get more of this dry brush stuff in. Then when it comes time to do all the pin line wash glazy stuff, boy oh boy, all that stuff was totally buried in supports. When it didn't look anything like supports, that's why I thought, okay, that's just whatever. But then I realized that I could take off one part of it. I said, wait a minute, all of that stuff is pretty much the same ending on the buildings there. I wonder if that's all just weird support garbage. Thanks, Hill, again. The ships have been... And I'm gonna try and do basically like a series on, say, the Kidu Butai. And then obviously pick out maybe a task force. Maybe one of the Midway task forces or Leyte Gulf task forces or something like that. And then maybe try to do a series of videos on those. Alright. So now I'll just sit you over there, see if you can stay there. Where'd my other part of the building go? Here it is. Now we're going to take some of this, mix that in there. Boy, Halligan, you'll have to... is it wrong, Halligan, that I would love to see work in progress of that just as much of the rest of the layout? Because I think it would be... that intrigues me very much. So yeah, if you take pictures of it or something like that, I would really like to see that, because I think that would be very cool. So happy Friday there, Deck Knight, and great to see you there, Grant Oracle. So yeah, Grant Oracle, I was filming some more of the Chaos Warriors Army Painting series. Now, I was really tempted to use the Puro Orange on that, but just the expense of that color, and I'm still trying to figure out if it actually does dry faster. I think it might. I could swear that stuff actually dries faster. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't know. I think it does. So thanks, Halligan. Appreciate that. And of course, Grand Oracle, great to see again. You know what? This is going to be really annoying, so we're going to get that out of the way. And I'm just going to hit this light as I can for now. Then we'll do the glaze stuff on there too. Gotta keep in mind that the roof is going to be on this, so are these more? And I thought I was done with those, but you're never quite done with them. Now, can I get this off of here? Looks like it. There we go. Ah, it's a lot easier to get at this now. Not quite sure what that little thing is on the counter, but whatever. Hell again, the trees can definitely get pretty involved, can't they? So Grand Oracle, I am glad that you ended up not, shall we say, fallen victim to a certain thing. So glad that you were able to somehow escape that. Kino, nice to see you. Happy Friday there, Kino. So Kino, I hope that you've had a decent week here, not maybe a great week, and well, same thing. If there's something that you maybe been painting this week that you wanted to share, say, hey, Deck Knight, if you wanted to share stuff that you're working on, please go ahead and do that. Work on this. So a little bit different from the building last night. I'm kind of going in here first with the dry brushy stuff. And with any color that you see on here was just established with those spray cans. Yeah, that's kind of a... Oh, hey, Grand Oracle, I've got the... what is that? The almost said Mars Violet, but this is that the Reclaimed Earth color, so it's the Iron Violet, I think that's what it's called. I threw that out here just for these kind of areas like this, just for the heck of it. So there will be times where this is going to maybe wander off the screen. As you can see, it's a very unusual shaped building, and yes, it is all one piece. I didn't glue anything together. This is still from, I almost said Glue Master Games. This is still from Gadget Works. Just like last night's building. Alright, now we're starting to get some build up here. More like it. Oh yeah, let's get the other side here too. Yeah, the roof is gonna go over this, so you only will see so much of it. So yeah, Gadget Works. Almost all of the Oriental stuff is from Gadget Works. And I think you saw that even taller pagoda style building, right, Grand Oracle, that I was showing last night. That's the one that I'm kind of saving for tomorrow. Get a little more light on some bits of this, and then we're going to now do some of our glazing and such, I think. I've got, good, here it is. I got that. Thinner. Boom. I might get a little bit more of my Van Dyke brown out here. Let's see, so Kino, if you wanted to post anything in the chat, please go ahead. Now everything's kind of all over the place here again because I was just filming moments ago. Let me get, again, just trying to break that down into here. Maybe some of the asphaltum as well. I might need more of this. We'll see how that goes. Okay. And away we go. I'm gonna actually... No. Let me do this first, then we'll think about thinning it down a little bit more. Let me do this stuff first, though. Things like the barrel. The counter, maybe. Whatever's up here. So yeah, I'm going to hit this section first. Darken all this down. A little more thinner into this. Also over here. Start up here. Add some more thinner, and we'll just let that walk its way down here. Just want to get all of this stuff out of the way as soon as possible here. If I have something for it to wander out onto here, let's just let it do that. Alright, and we'll hit these guys, then we'll get them again with our gold, just like we did on our other stuff, but we throw a little more thinner into this mix here. Okay. Let's make that a little darker there. Also here. Then we'll get our blue up there. And then, of course, I think we'll just stick with the simple Sauron motif on the door, like what we've been doing. Throw a little bit of the... Take some of that dark and just move that around here a little bit. And then we'll hit the roof with this. I might add a little bit of the brown ochre into that. A little more thinner there. There we go. Okay. Nope, we haven't quite worked our way all the way around just yet. Alright, and for as shiny as this looks right now, as always, 10-15 minutes go by, that is not going to look shiny anymore. And now we'll just set that aside. Let's get to the other piece here, which would be this. And then now we gotta do the same thing. I might actually, believe it or not, put some more thinner in there. Break this down. Okay. Do I want to get... Let me get some of this brown, so that some of the brown ochre here, it's going to work its way into the mix here. Just relying on that capillary action. Hey, Michael Paints Minis, how you doing? Now, we all know the alter ego here. So, Michael, if you wanted to post your ReaperCon event links there, please go ahead and do that. And again, thank you so much. We're at least got a fighting chance of getting to what we need to for July here. It's going to be right up against it, that's for sure. So everybody, please check out again those the event list that Michael Paints just posted. And if you're going to be at ReaperCon, be sure to check out some of those things that Michael's doing. I'm just gonna grab me some of this so I can tilt this over and then use. There we go. I'll certainly have to, I think, mix up another batch of this. Alright, and then we'll find more of our darks down in there. Also over here. So yeah, well, we'll have to, I think, just one more mix that we'll have to create for all this. We'll connect these two. Fine, we'll do this side here, and then we'll see if we need any to mix. Yeah, we're gonna have to, I think, mix a new batch. So everybody, please check out the link there that Arid just posted. The other roof is much simpler than this one. For the other terrain piece, I was hoping that I could get to tonight. More thinner again. Maybe even more of that brown. That will go in here. So again, all of these, I'm pretty sure all of these Oriental buildings from Gadget Works, I think there's some other ones by them that might, maybe they're actually older files that might print out better, I don't know. But I don't think I'll even bother trying to get those before Gen Con. I think we'll just wait till afterwards. Let me get a little bit more of our something there. Okay, now we can set this to the side. And then we'll get to all the blue on the roof line here, but now let's go back to this right here. And I think I might even do a little bit of sponge stuff here. I think I have a couple that are cut up. We're going to cut up this one too, I think, just to have that, because that'll help that to dry even faster. There. Because I don't need that leaking around all over the place. Even though it's starting to set relatively quick. Okay, I just needed to get that stuff out of my way. Now we're going to try and put that motif on that door. Oh yeah, let's get this out here. I didn't have it out for the tutorial video, but it's going to be out now. So everybody, please check out the link that Halligan just shared, and Halligan, have yourself a good night's sleep. I'll try and shoot you some messages tomorrow, and here's hoping that you can have yourself a fantastic weekend there, Halligan. And as always, thank you so much for being here. I'll roll with this thing here. So Michael, thanks. Of course, again, thanks for everything. That has been a huge help. Let's do this. You know what? What did I put? Oh yeah. We used some of this last night. I still can't find that perline red. No idea where the heck it is. Well, I'm not gonna do any more orders now, because just no reliable way to get them here before Gen Con. So I'm kind of trying to double up on some of the essential things, so that I just kind of have, as we were talking about at the Adepticon thing, basically a go bag, so that I can just say, okay, these just go with me. They stay packed away. Okay, so there's our darker red out there. Running a little low on the paper towels here. Hey there, Greenleaf Terrain, how you doing? So Greenleaf, we've been doing a ton of terrain on stream. This is what we did last night, so that's the bottom half right there. And that is the top half right there. Of course, my Easterlings, I've got them kind of off to the side. I'll maybe try to grab those later. And of course, here's well, we've been doing these as well. So we've done 3 of these on stream. So yeah, that was last night's stream. And now here we're going to kind of do the same thing on this building. I have one other building that if I can get to, we'll try and do that tonight as well. And then there's a really big one that I'll try to do tomorrow. It is multi-level. So I think there's basically about 3 levels, and we'll try to do those essentially one at a time. Let's see if we can start to get our lighter stuff going on in here too. Okay. So hope that you're doing well there, Greenleaf. We've also been doing the 1/1800 scale ships. Oh, thanks for sending the link there, Grand Oracle. Appreciate that. Yeah, all of that stuff, I'll just look into it after after Gen Con. Right now, no point in fooling around with it. Get a little bit of my fast mat white on there. Actually, Michael, that is very good, because that Navarrete stew, I think you heard me talking about that on the stream last night. That Smaug, I definitely want to get that. Now that we can kind of paint larger things. We have still not actually, well, we painted small dragons, but nothing of that size yet. So that would be something I would try to get and paint that. So everybody, please check out the link that Deck Knight just posted. So yep, these are 3D printed. Oh, that's what I forgot to do. I was gonna try and get. I'm gonna try and see if I could get some spray on the. Where's my Easterling Building? Yeah, this one that I made out of foam. And I still gotta make me some more of those, I guess. So thank you so much. Appreciate that. Yeah, it is one way to kind of get past the Amazons, right? So thanks, Michael. That's again, that's gonna be a huge help. Appreciate that. So we will use that to try and get some of these STO files here. There's a bunch of them that I've got sitting there in the cart. More basing bits too. And I never even had a chance to take the stuff off the build plate last night. That is the other thing I'll have to do after the stream here. Well, no, I actually have to finish filming that, get that edited and rendering, then go do the printing stuff. So thank you so much, Michael. Appreciate that. And of course, well, I hope lots of people have been signing up for the ReaperCon classes there. And of course, oh yeah, I hope that you know, I know you're putting stuff into, was it the MSP Open? I believe that's what it's called. So hopefully that all definitely goes well. You know, I'm gonna get a little bit of the Indanthrone blue mixed into that indigo. Then I'm gonna try and get that around the door here. So Greenleaf Trent, I hope that you're doing well. And if there's something you wanted to post in the chat there, maybe some, speaking of terrain, some recent things that you've been working on, please go ahead. Okay. Almost all the way around here. We're getting there. Here we go. Okay. So now we're going to let that set. Let's start maybe fooling around with some of the blue here. Prussian blue. I think we also, yeah, we've been digging into the ultramarine there a little bit too. And again, this is some more of a darker vein here. Get more of that Prussian blue out here. I might have to put some fresh stuff. And that's the same thing we did again on the other pieces that we did last night. Hey there, Horns fan, how you doing? Yeah, Deck Knight, I have to try to, I think, well, tomorrow I'll try and make a post about that. So thanks for posting that. Again, that's the eBay auction that Megan was kind enough to do with the Kathy Goblin figure. And that is going right now. Let's do that right here. So, Hunt fan, doing some more of this terrain here. I actually I sprayed some more stuff earlier today because I printed finally, I think it was the last pieces of well, basically Minas Morgul. And now I'm starting to print up those roads that we were talking about. There's one printing up right now. And then those also from Conquest Creations. essentially, I don't have any roads at all for any of my Gondor stuff, so I thought, well, why don't we do that? And then also, he's got some rivers, but more like rivers that you would see, say, in Osgiliath, where it's not just a whole bunch of trees and rocks on the banks. So I think you can see how that's getting to be more and more towards the blue that we want. Then we'll get the lighter blues in there. Hey, Velfira, how you doing? Gee whiz, Velfira. I mean, gravity. We used to have this at Kathy and I would say when gravity attacks. This is like a full-on offensive here, Velfira. So everybody send out best wishes to Velfira, of course, because Velfira is still trying to recover. But Velfira's mom, I think Velfira, that was that's a serious mustard attack right there. So everybody kind of keep Velfira and Velfira's in mind there. But geez, Velfira, that's definitely more than just a little bit of a tumble, right? Holy smokes! You know what? If I end up covering some of this stuff, that's okay. She was. Let me see if I can sneak this brush into here. Somehow I can. There we go. So Velfira, hopefully. Oh gosh, I guess would just say next couple of days, it's gonna be really, really freaky, and then maybe I guess there's going to be some physical therapy involved there too. That's for sure. Almost there with this blue. Then we've got to let this go. And now we'll mess with the other section because we got the blue to do on that. And, I mean, that's all still pretty wet. However, it's definitely more under control. Alright. I might need to, you know what? It might make sense to just now grab that smaller brush. Maybe we'll just try this one too. So again, sorry to hear about that, Velfira. You know what? I'm just gonna get me some more of that Prussian blue out here. There we go. We have plenty of the ultramarine blue. Yeah, Velfira, I mean, unless you're getting alerts for a stream or something like that, any alerts at 2:20 in the morning for you are definitely not good news. Actually, for me, sometimes those alerts during the day, it's almost like the opposite world for me. Those during the day can be a little bit jinky. Because, yeah. So Velfira, each of these buildings is a little bit different. And this one here, since I have to let certain parts of this set because we did a lot more of the much more glazy stuff on this than we did on the other one. Because you can see just how rough this is, right, as far as the texture. And that was about the only open space that had not gotten any kind of a glaze on it, so might as well work on that while the glaze is setting up elsewhere. Now, am I gonna? Yeah, fine, we'll hit the blue there too. And there's a little bit of it that needs to go into here. So like this here, this was all very, very, very wet. Now I can get to this blue because it's set just enough. Again, it's nowhere near dry, but now it's set just enough so that I can get in here, put this stuff on here. Otherwise, it would kind of turn It would be a bit greenish. That wouldn't be super close to our Easterlings, so yeah, we don't want that. Nice to see you there, Recoil. Everybody say hello to Recoil. So Recoil, those were looking really fantastic. I'm sure you're kind of jazzed about that. I'm glad that you could get back into the hobby swing of things too. Valfera, you should have seen me trying to pull. There wasn't just supports here; it was wrapped. It was literally wrapped in support, so it doesn't. Well, as I mean, you know, you've done enough FDM stuff, and of course, this is the tree style supports. These things were actually like completely cocooned in supports. It was the most bizarre thing ever. And I actually had to spend at least a good, Armored Wolf, maybe 5 minutes at the start of the stream, taking off even more of that stuff. It was kind of humorous, I have to say. I think now I've run across the last of the surprise supports. Again, now with that blue in there, boy, that really does make quite the difference. So Rico, I know that you don't really have the Instagram stuff set up for posting things. But of course, Rico, if you ever want to post stuff in the chat, you know you can do that. Hopefully Mum and Squeak are doing okay. And then I'm just going to have to get some more of my paint here. And do it like so. So yeah, technically that also supports right there. Again, this is from Hartolia, and Hartolia, I have to say the Oriental stuff, it's difficult to print. Well, it's challenging. We'll at least call it that. I only printed out the one Stalingrad thing that also had a ton of supports on it too. So the Hartolia stuff is very interesting. Obviously, it kind of fills a need, but it can be difficult to print out. Well, Recoil, There's a whole bunch of us in here that are big fans, basing in terrain. Well, Recoil, you remember this story? This was years and years ago at the game store, when one of the game store guys was joking, and he says, no, you are not allowed to play a game of 40k with just your bases, because he knew that I could, because that was my old Demon Hunter army, and every base was actually coded because, well, they didn't really have specific miniatures for a lot of the Inquisitor retinues. So I just basically said, all right, we're going to use these figures for the Inquisitor retinues, and we'll just let people know what they are, because I actually put it in what looked like just stuff on the base, but actually did say exactly what it was. All kinds of marble, of course. So yeah, he said, you do realize that you have to sully your bases with miniatures, because basing is life, right? Right, Recoil. More basing, more better. More terrain, more better. I think I have to do the same thing on the other side of this too. Now, after we do this, then we have to go back to the other piece. And then maybe I can start doing some of the lighter blue there. It kind of depends on how much that is set. So it's going to be a game of going back and forth and back and forth. Alright. You will go there. Yeah, see that there's a little bit of the shiny stuff there, not too much. That means we'll just go back and we'll work on this a little bit more. So once I don't see the shiny stuff there, that's when we're going to start going back in with our lighter blues there. And again, that's the motif that we're going to put in here. As much as we did enjoy the secondary motif, which was that one. That was really fun. So yeah, geez, Rico, I don't think you got a chance to see the other piece last night. That was very wild. Though, believe it or not, this palette right here, this is just from one of the reasons there was paint on this already is because I was using it in the last video that I was finished filming just minutes before the stream started. That is episode 4 of series 41. Okay. Then we'll take our blending brush to that. Well, that's fantastic there, green leaf terrain. If you want, again, you wanted to post that in the chat, please go ahead. Or any of those items there. So Horns fan, this is the ultimate. What is that? No solicitation. Yeah, you want to keep those ring salesmen at bay. You just put this thing on the door. It's way more effective. Now, yeah, this is the fabulous Puro Orange right here. It's weird because it kind of in some ways acts like our oxide colors. I don't think there's oxide of anything in it, but it just kind of acts that way. Let's just turn that around. Be easier to do this. Again, this is the reason why we're working on this, right? Is because all of this other stuff out here, it needs to set a little bit more. Now, can we use... I know we've been using one of these as sort of a blending brush here. Like that, just kind of soften up these edges a little. So yeah, it's enter at your own risk, right, Michael? Now we also need to kind of get a little bit of the wood texture there. That's what we did on the other one too. Get some of that here. There we are. What's weird, and I think I was mentioning this in the video, that this is not listed as an opaque. I mean, even when you look at the paint on the container, it doesn't look like an opaque, but it paints like one. It's kind of like the destroyer that fought like a battleship, right? Speaking of late takeoff. Maybe that was a little too light, but whatever. That's okay. Oh, there's one more. There we go, another board over there. So, okay. That's maybe... I think that had our blue in it. Sure. Take a... Ooh, okay, not too much of the fast matte white here. Trying to get something that's kind of in the middle here. And we'll start to work in our lighter blue. And this is going to be a pattern of working that you're going to see on all the other buildings. It's probably something that you'll see on even the non-Easterling terrain. And of course, this is the fabulous black matte PLA. I've been keeping an eye out so far as well. I was checking today. It's still at 49. They don't have the 42 4 for $42. Because as soon as I see that, I'll jump on that. And we go here again, just around the window. So I think we're going to go more with a stucco type of thing, not so much with the stone, not like the other building. So thank you so much, Deck Knight. Appreciate that. So again, that's the Kathy Goblin miniature that Megan painted, and she's putting that up on eBay to try and raise a little bit of coin for us here. So we appreciate that, and everybody, please again check that out. Again, that's I think the listing ends Sunday, right, Deck Knight? And of course, while you're at it, please give Megan Paints a follow on the Twitches too and the Instagrams. Alright, last of the interior here with this blue. We have to go a little bit lighter than this, but first let me get this all the way around. We're doing it here. And I think then there's, yeah, these walls over here need that too. So Sunday night. Okay, I wasn't sure if it was during the day or not. So thanks again, Deck Knight, for doing that. Like I said, I will try and it would be confusing for me to be posting that because, of course, I don't want people... I want Megan to not get credit for painting the miniature, right? Because if people see me posting pictures of a Kathy fig, they'll probably just assume that I painted it, and I don't want Megan to lose out on all the credit for that. I've been trying to figure out a way to do that. I think I might just, instead of posting any pictures, I might just make a post and put in a link and just leave it at that. But you see the difference that makes there. And again, sorry if this wanders off camera every so often. This is a very weird shape. If it was a square, that would be a whole lot easier to take care of. So thanks, much appreciated, everybody. Did I? Let's do that. Nope. Let's not wait on that because I can see a whole lot of shiny over there. So I think we had ourselves a level 3, right? Yeah, we had ourselves a level 3. I mean, any height train, of course, is appreciated. Let me see something. I don't really... I do. Okay. This is normally for getting the strings of hot glue off of stuff, but here's some strings of filament here that we're trying to get rid of. That looks like we did. Alright. There. Get you over here. And then we'll lighten that up a little bit more, I believe. Yeah, see how that took our lighter color and really darkened it down, because there's a lot of the liquid still there. Push this down in here. Also over there. Let me so you can see, especially towards the top. So you can see we can get a little bit lighter with that blue. Yeah, let's grab some of this. Again, it's got to be fairly dry here. That's almost straight up paint there. So thanks again, everybody, for all the bits and the subs there and the cheers. It's kind of it's our almost our last hurrah for July. So the thing that I want to do on the stream tomorrow, that's going to be one heck of a we'll see how we can make that work. Oh, that's right. I was going to try and find like a cylinder or something to print out. Maybe I'll try and do that tonight. Just something literally like this to just maybe hold that piece of terrain on. Because I'm kind of out of these containers now. Although it would be nice to have something that has weight to it. No, nope. Let's not. Let's avoid the temptation to try and throw thinner into that. Okay. Now to this side again. Trying to make that lighter here. So Rico, is there any anything super fancy for Din Dins tonight? I wasn't sure what kind of air fryer goodness was going to be happening. I might have something that is thawed out by... Well, if it's not thawed out by tomorrow, I'm going to toss it in the microwave and finish the thawing process. Because it's kind of has to go into the air fryer tomorrow. We'll do this. So it's going to be another, I think, a pork tenderloin with garbanzo beans. Nope, that's got a red on there. We don't want to use that. Let's use this thing here then. Again, it's sort of a blending brush here, and there you go. Boom, that's all it takes. Teensy touch lighter right there. Again, use this as maybe a blending brush here. I think, ooh. Try to go a little lighter here, just like we did on the other roof. Ooh, that's gonna be too light, I can tell. Good thing I backed off of that, just a little smidge. And Rico, the nifty thing about the oil, oops, wrong one. The oils on this stuff, the FDM, is that it fills in those layer lines really, really, really well. I mean, even the really difficult ones, you know, on surfaces, say over here, whatever, yeah, I can fill those in pretty darn well. Of course, everybody, please, if you're going to be at Gen Con, don't forget to visit the Armored Wolf Productions booth. That sounds very good, Recoil. Yeah, that sounds fantastic. Yeah, I'm just gonna try again, do the garbanzo beans thing and the pork tenderloin, keeping it simple, keep it safe. Oh, okay. I think I put, oh, that's where I put that. That is over here. Now I'll get to some of the lighter blue on this. Yeah, recoil, because it just because you can really, really, really thin it down, right? And it's so easy to spread, it's really easy to get it down into all of the little recesses of those layer lines. Whereas the acrylic, no matter how hard I would try, it just kind of sits on top. But here, for nowhere near the amount of effort, yeah, you can get that to actually kind of sink down into those layer lines. I think you can see what we're doing there, making that a little lighter here and there. And then we'll get on to this stuff here, but I'm gonna maybe keep that more like wood, not so much like gold. The roof, will let the roof still have some of that gold on it, but again, you can see how that is very much a dry brush right there. Just use an old beat up craft brush. As I know there was one point where they were trying to make a Stino-Res that it was a primer that would fill in those layer lines. It did not really do that. No need, right? Just use the oil paints. Because there's not a whole bunch that they can't do. Now, let me get this blue out of here. Terra Rosa. And some of our green, I'm going to try and do something for the counter here. Again, trying to keep that in the visual for you. It's not easy. And we're only a little bit over the 1 hour mark. This is good because there's so much terrain. Not just the Easterling terrain, there's so much of all the terrain. Now, there's a lot of it that's going to be way too gargantuan to ever fit on stream here. But what I can try to fit and paint on stream, I will. Starting to get a little hint of something lighter going on here. That door gonna be hard to reach, that's for sure. Let me see if I can take this brown here again. That's going to fill in some of those, some of the layer lines. And this brush got a pretty long handle on it, so again, look what my hand is. That's pretty, for a regular brush, that's like a whole brush length away from that metal ferrule. We say it all the time. Caress the brush, don't crush the brush. Also here. This is again not the lightest we can go. Well, that's a little too much thinner there. It started to turn into a pin line wash there. So like I said, we're going to lighten this up a smidge here. Maybe try to get a little bit of our gold on that too. I think you can see what we're doing here, right? Yeah, that's on camera. Yeah. Also a little bit light over there. Do Do it this way. Cross over this a little, and now let me see if I can get some of the Mars yellow deep out here. So you can see the how much gold we've got on here. Grand, oh, let's see. You know, well, let's do a double thing. I think you saw some of these, right? Last Grand Oracle, that's not right, Grand Oracle. Point Grand Oracle, that's 1 or 2 channel points right there. How you doing there, Doji? Okay, so that's fantastic news. Well, I mean, it's not fantastic news, Valfera, but it is fantastic, right? So thanks, Valfera. Here's hoping you can get a little bit of relief sleep, if you want to call it that, maybe. Oh, and here's one more of these for you. Wow, look at that. What? So you would think like the blue would be darker than the yellow, but the yellow and orange actually looks lighter, or it looks darker than the blue. Wow, look at, there's almost nothing there. This was kind of similar, right? The blues and the golds and everything, it's all basically the same value. Let's bring back our color here. All right, now let's do that here. So again, you can see all of that, and then when you do this, looks very bland. Now, even here, look at this. Even with no additional golds or anything like that, that still really stands out. So Doji, I hope that the fabulous bakery run has been achieved, and breakfast is served, as we like to say. So great to see you for a bit here, Doji. It's crazy, right, Velfera? But again, glad that that's working out okay. Again, not ideal. Not ideal, but better than the alternatives. So well, just, that's how those are the kind of wins that we chalk up, right, Velfera? It's like, well, it could have been worse. Major victory. No problem there, Doji. So Doji, hopefully the massive gardening extravaganza went well yesterday. I know you had a whole bunch of that to do, so hopefully that went very well. Nah, I'm gonna backtrack a little. Yeah, okay, there. That is that brown ochre. It's the not yellow ochre, because it's more like burnt umber. So have yourself a good night's sleep there, Avel, for at least as best as you can. So again, just doing this on especially the corner bits here. Roll this way with it too. All these corner pieces. So yeah, I was hoping to get a chance to at least maybe put together that some pieces of cardboard to use as a painted backdrop. Wasn't able to do that because all these things, it's not enough to have the miniatures and the terrain, plus all the computer setup, plus all the lighting, but gotta have the painted backdrop too. Let me try. Yeah, we're gonna have to just go in with a regular brush to do that, I think. Put a little bit of hue on these two poles here. I might do a little bit of my freehand. I might have to just get up for a sec to go grab some of my miniatures there as a reference, and a little bit for some of the writing and such. Unless, does he have... Oh yeah, okay, he's got some examples of it right there. I'm glad, Doji, that's going reasonably well. All housework here will be ceasing until after Gen Con. Nah, I want something different down there. So now this is going to start to stand out a little bit more too. Did we? Oh, yep, I gotta get that down in here. That window still fine. I'll just throw a little bit of this on there as well. There. All right. Do I want to go? No, I'll just keep it pretty standard here. Let me get some of my lighter stuff to put on this door now. That's for sure, Doji. Doji, if, before you go, if you wanted to share some of your stuff in the chat there, that'd be fantastic. No, I don't want to go too light on this stuff here, because, well, again, it is pretty much in shadow. Again, look what I'm holding on to this here brush. That is the only way I can get down in here. Just trying to get at some of this stuff down here. Now that little lunchbox is kind of right in the way of me getting at this stuff right on the bottom. Is there a little? Yeah, there is a line over there. So everybody, please check out that Instagram link that Doji just shared. There's some fabulous oil painted miniatures. Now that stupid little box is getting in the way again. The brush was just kind of bouncing off of that as I was trying to get at these. So Hornsfant, when I can try and get some more of the Farharad Mahood riders and the infantry also prep too, we'll be able to do some more of our Longhorn. That's an interesting combination. Longhorns and camels. But that was very much the burnt orange, right, of the Longhorns. I don't know exactly who is going to be leading off the college football season. I'm sure it's, well, it's probably some kind of marquee matchup, I would imagine. Now, let me get some of this. That is the, basically, Terra Rosa. Mix that up with the Fast Matte White here. Yeah, a little something different, not just the gold stuff there. Obviously, this is kind of that paper, whatever, right? Like a sliding wall kind of thing. Probably made out of bamboo or whatever. Also here. Yeah, so not even an hour and a half. Making really, really, really swift progress here. Which leads me to believe I think I'll be able to get to that other building. I would be super happy if I could actually get these 4 buildings painted. Because it would certainly give me something to photograph with. Boy, that might end up being a little too light, so I'm going to backtrack to maybe this over here. And again, just putting whatever texture is in this. It's relatively thin because you can see it's kind of doing the, it's spreading out there. Obviously because of the filament. I was actually kind of hoping it would do that in this case. Because that means then I don't have to come back in and then like with my blending brush or whatever and take some of the edge off of it. We'll be coming back maybe again into this and add some grays. And again, if we wanted to take the edge off of that, let's grab maybe something like this here. See how that doesn't wipe it out completely, but it takes the edge off? There. And maybe I didn't want to go quite that light there. And maybe we'll just leave that corner a little bit darker for right now. Here, let me fool around with some stuff out here. And if I hold this brush on its side, it almost acts as a bit of a dry, like a super tiny filbert brush. Now here's that. The mighty blending brush again. See it again, just kind of take some of that edge off of it. Okay. There. Blending brush, where'd you go? Yeah. Gonna do that out on this wall too. Then we're gonna have to get maybe some of our. We'll go with some lighter golds on the wood trim and everything. How's our roof looking here? So again, there's our roof. We're gonna get some more lights on that, and I'm also going to do some dry brushes, some dark stuff there. So much appreciated having you here, Doji. Again, sorry, times are busy right now with everything. Here's hoping that, well, obviously not this coming Saturday, but the Saturday after that, it's just kind of it'll be a regular bakery run, and we'll be back from Gen Con. So see you later. And again, please, if you're going to be at Gen Con, make sure to visit Armored Wolf in the dealer's room. Can we hit this too? Yes, we can. Whatever. There's some fuzz on the end of the brush. Don't care. There's our big old blending brush again. Again, just softens that up very nicely. Like here, okay, that's pretty dark. I'm holding this here brush. Look at this, and we're just going to be able to get our little bit of the light in there. Take this and make that a bit softer. That's definitely got some thinner in it. Let it expand out a little bit, not too much. We'll also see with the speed of that brush stroke too, that also doesn't give it as much time to spread out. And then we'll do a little blending brush routine there. Let me take some more of this. So, you know, I'll try to get a little bit of this down in here, but I don't want it to be too light, because I mean that kind of is a bit in shadow as I look at how all the different roof lines play out. Also, too, I mean it is a piece of terrain. Now this is where I want to have that scroll. So let me try to do this here. Grab this. So that's what I was hoping to do, something like that right here. Which means I'm going to try to go like this. And should we not like it, all we got to do is, well, basically just wipe it out. But let me see what we can scare up right here. There is some thinner on that brush. You know what? Let me put a little something on the ends there. And then there's the other part of our line. Just turn you around and do it this way. I might try something like this. Nah, we'll change that back to something. There we go. Okay. And then we'll get some kind of writing that's in here. Don't know what it is. We used to call this Greeking. Where it just looks like whatever. It's gibberish, but it looks like it's very serious. This could just be the menu right here. This could just be describing Who knows, maybe it's Taco Tuesday in Rune, I don't know. Lighten up that too. So again, we put a little more of our free handy stuff to work here. I might actually get some of that red. That's from, again, I was using this brush, I forgot, on the tutorial video, and it's still got the red on there. Nice to see you there, Dark Horse. Happy Friday to you. And of course, for those for whom it is Saturday, happy Saturday as well. Just going to use my blending brush up there too. Fine, you know, I might just put that little outline along there. Guess we need some more paint on this here brush. And let's get our writing again that goes around this way. So Dark Horse, here's hoping that your Friday has been fabulous. I don't know, do I want to try and do that one over there, or at least the other one? Maybe try to do the two lines over here. First one down there. Not going to do the rounded bit on top, not on this side. Dark Horse, I'm really glad that it does, that it can provide a little, extra painting mojo there. Because sometimes after a long, hard, crazy day, that can be a little difficult, right? You're a little bit on the tired side from the events of the day, and that's on regular days, right? That's not on the extraordinary days like a few folks in the stream here have experienced already. Okay, now we're really gonna look at my hand is gonna be virtually off the back of the brush here. Trying to make sure you can see this. Again, that's this is probably as close to like in you say that's why he's able to paint so fast, because what is it? Oh, the Sorcerer's Apprentice, right? Where the brooms and the mops and the water buckets are just kind of walking around by themselves. Yeah, you wonder why we're able to paint stuff so fast here. That's why. We're not actually painting, it's just all of the brushes and everything just doing it all by itself. They're just animated. See, that's one way to take care of it. That might still be, that might still just be too small of a brush. Let me try to get a little something lighter on the windows here. Also here. And then maybe some of the trim, not the stuff on the wall or the wainscoting there, but maybe just the trim. Let's get rid of that. Maybe we'll just use that to push that off of there as best as we can. So Dark Horse, well, if you're going to be painting tonight, what would you be painting there. And of course, if there's anything that you wanted to share in the chat that you have been painting of late, please go ahead and do that. I think, what do we end up with? I think it was a level 4 hype train. Grand Oracle, Recoil, Sarge, all jumping in there to making that possible. We almost didn't do anything on that window. So thanks to everybody that made that that level 4 hype train possible. Yeah, let's get this also here. That went a little wonky there, but that's okay. Now, these windows really don't have much of anything on them, so we're going to try and also get the texture there of again, these individual little bamboo slats here in this window shutter. And of course, we've already been working on the top of this. We're 99 minutes in. And it's been a long day here because amongst everything else, I was also filming right before the stream started. Lighten up this a little bit here. Also shifting it more towards our gold. Like that. That's a little later too. Now let me see what we can do with these slats right here. Get some thinner on that. Maybe deposit a little bit of the excess somewhere else. And now we got a bunch of these to do. I think there's probably 4 or 5 of these windows. Let's get to them now. See if I can't get that last little bit over there, okay? Windowsill. Now that might, I'm going to back away here with, then use maybe this. Yeah, I think the others, that would have been too light. Well, at least at this stage, that would have been too light. So this is better. Also, too, that paint there is wet, so it's mixing with each one of these brush strokes that I do. I was kind of hoping for that, actually, so that would sort of by default tone that down, darken it down. Okay. See what we can make happen on the horizontal surfaces here. Now that's pretty simple. It's fast matte white, Indian yellow, and I believe that's it. Doesn't get much simpler than that mix there. And again, I don't want this stuff to be too light. I might also have to try and get some of the text down in there as well. So Dark Horse, I actually do, and it's been something I've been doing for years and years and years, because even long before I started painting miniatures, even the 2D art was very small. And I had an exercise regime that is basically designed to kind of stretch out back, all that kind of stuff, and sort of try to undo as much of the harm that hunching over for hours and hours can do. Unfortunately, with all the streaming and all that kind of stuff, I end up doing that. Let's see, yesterday, when was I doing it? Yeah, at about 6:05 in the morning. That's not great to be kind of starting your exercise during your 6 o'clock in the morning. And that's not like the start of your day, that's the end of your day. However, that stuff, it does make a difference. Even that little bit, to make sure that the back is not just always just hunched over and that's it. That is an exercise routine I've been doing for a very, very long time. This certainly needs to be lighter right here. And then down here. Let's go this way. Now we need to do, I guess, some of these vertical bits right here. That was definitely lighter than I was hoping for, but I think we can still make that work. Oh, okay, that's an empty window there. I will try and put our little balloon lights in there. We'll probably attach them to the ceiling, I guess. I think I got one of the round ones here, don't I? Either that, or we could go with one of these really big ones here. Oh, that's one of the blue lights there. But I've got this in orange, I think, the blue. Yeah, I'm going to throw a little more light on this here. We'll do it on that shutter too. And now I get this over here too. And remember, this was fairly simple. We actually approached it just like we do the miniatures, where we had the darker, well, I mean, there was some form of darker primer. Then we did the lighter dry brush stuff. And we did a whole bunch of glazing, and now we're coming back with the mid-tones, with the lights, the freehand. But yeah, I know it's only been a 1 hour 46 stream right now, but again, there was the video that I was filming for about 3 hours. So technically, this is about a 5-hour stream. That's kind of how the body feels right now. So needless to say, we will still have to do some kind of exercise or whatever to compensate for that. Because it was right at this very station right here. Using the same camera, set up everything to record the tutorial, which will go up on the Patreon page tomorrow. I think that'll be video number 8 for the month, and then number 9. Do I have them here? Where's my chicken riders? I'm going to be taking the chicken riders, and we're going to do a video that we've talked about for quite some time, where we take a miniature that maybe was painted on stream or part of an army painting, whatever, and then we're going to basically create getting it ready for a contest type of video. So I'll spend, I don't know, about 45 minutes or so on each one. Just doing some cleanup and some touch-up here and there. Again, to make it a little bit more, say, contest ready. Back to the blending brush, and see the we already have, remember, with the glaze stuff that we did there. So there's something for this to mix into. So this is 3D printed from Hartolia Miniatures. They have dozens and dozens of Oriental style buildings. I will try to get more of these printed up. Again, there's a couple of files I think that should maybe be a little easier to print, and also maybe have a bit more, some of them more military type use and some of them a little bit more imperial. So maybe like the Dragon Emperor's Palace. Okay, yeah, that stuff around the edge starting to look a little bit more finished. Again, sort of a stone here. First I thought that was supposed to be more of a wood, but no, that's definitely, I guess, more of a like a flagstone almost here. Alright, we need some more of this lighter stuff. There's my blending brush. Again, I'm just gonna smoosh that around. This is this one certainly tests the limit of this area. Now again, I would normally, if I was filming this, I have a whole nother setup that's much larger than this. But that's not gonna work for streaming because there's no hardwired internet there. Let me get rid of that yellow that's here. Again, with the blending brush there. Push some of this out onto here. I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna get some of that blue into here. Which one of these we're gonna use? Maybe this one. Oh no, we could use our. Let's try this. Got some of our darker blue here. Not looking for it to be a complete pinline wash. But yeah, we needed some of our blue in there too. Trying to strike that balance where it is not too much not too much of a pinline wash. Boom. Just one little segment at a time here. Definitely need to fill in that. Somehow get to that one. Now this stuff up here, let me go with maybe we'll make them almost a bit more like potions. Let me see if we can do some green here for some of these containers. I might just here grab some of that and some of the Indian yellow to make the Prussian blue into more like a phthalo green. I think, yeah, there's one of these that I think I snapped off and trying to get rid of the supports in there. Alright, now let me try the... you know what? I'll just use the radiant green. Better thin it down, I think, too. I'm going to get me rid of some of that paint that's on that brush. Gamma a little bit on the top of that. There we go. Oh yeah, I'll do the same on the other side here now. A little easier to get to that. I'm going to take my blending brush to that and get rid of that. Oh, we had some more of these over here, I just see. Actually, there's some plates over here. Let's forget about these guys. So it's sort of a, guess you could say a little restaurant here. This barrel, I might also try to get some darks on that. I think we'll see if I can go a little lighter here too. So see you later there, Sarge. Thanks for being here. Appreciate that. And again, I hope that you can, I know you have got kind of a pretty solid set goal there with the lower hull and everything. So good luck with that, of course. And of course, appreciate you being here, Sarge. Thanks again. More of this, little more of the light on these plates here. And I might just throw some light on that, and then we'll just maybe use this as a bit of a blending brush here. Let me see what we can do on the top of the run to this barrel. And now I'm going to see what happens maybe with some Van Dyke Brown. If we have some left, we do have some left. We'll go on either side of this. And here we're going to try and do a little fix up on some of the freehand there. Now let me see what's going on with this crazy thing here. And I'm not quite sure what that's all supposed to be. I've got to, let me see if this brush should work here. I'm gonna get some darker stuff too, also for the door slats. I've got the later stuff going. Darken that down a little bit there. Push that out more towards the edge, and then just a little bit right there. Okay, so now it's starting to look a little bit more like a door and less like it's a jar. Yes, I went there. Because that's how we roll. I don't think I really got much of the lighter stuff on this wall, so let's break down some of that Indian yellow fast matte white combo there. And then what I might just do here is go back to the roof, and we'll see if we can do some lighter stuff on that too, since that's kind of what we're working with here. Probably haven't messed around with that for a good, what is it, about a good hour plus? Because that we did a lot of the pin line wash stuff on that, and I really wanted to give that maximum amount of time to have a chance to set. Did I ever? Nope, I did not get anything later on the edge of that. Before we do that, let me get this. Hopefully that's not too late with the, again, that's the white mixed with the Terra Rosa. You know what? I'm gonna change that over to something that's got more of the yellow in it. Where's potential blending brush here? I mean, I could also draw out some patterns on this too, but I mean, it is FDM terrain, so I think on something like this, you know, it's one thing to have a larger bit of freehand like that and make that translate. Get some lighter edges on these poles right here. A little bit light on those shelves as well. We haven't really done a bunch on this wall. I don't really think I want to go too crazy with adding thinner to this. There's our, yeah, a little bit of the little bit of the lighter yellow along that edge. That's our radiant green, mixing it with the basically Terra Rosa. Well, that's going to be too light. I'm going to do a little more Terra Rosa. Now, what have we got here? Even that's relatively light there. Just trying to maybe bring out a little more of the wood grain slash texture here. All the way down here. Not everywhere, but yeah, just enough there. Again, that's how radiant green mixed with the Terra Rosa. So kind of a reddish brown mixed with a very, very light green, and it makes kind of a grayish color here. Maybe if this were more of a regal building, this would all be the gold. But it's, I think you could safely say this is more for the commoners right here. So yeah, not going to have as much with the gold. We have our blending brush at the ready. So you can see now that's not so prominent. Where are we at here with this? Yeah, let's do the same on this section of wall right here. And a little lighter there. Also down in this little chunk there. Blending brush, where'd you go? You can see it's kind of more of a tapping motion, not so much just a regular brushing motion. So there we're at the 2 hour mark now. 2 hours, 3 minutes, and a level 4 hype train. Yeah, let's not forget that roof. I'm going to bring that out here so you can see that. I wanted to get to this anyhow. So there's your lower. And now here's the roof. So we're gonna try to do some raising of the roof right here. Trying to figure out where the safe way to grab that. Okay. Let me lead off with the lighter stuff, and then we'll see. Do we need to actually go the opposite way? But let me try this first. Now it's really going to fill in those layer lines too. Again, a balance of, we got some center in there, but if there's too much, then we will wipe out all the stuff that we did with the darker glazes, and we don't want that. I think you can see what we're doing, trying to bring out at least this part of the roof texture a little more. Bringing this down, so I think I'll definitely have a bunch of this up at the top here. I will take this and some of the asphaltum slash like brown. That is where we had a little bit extra of the spray paint. The one downside of that, it will kind of spit out some chunks of paint, but I'm not worried because I know I'm going to be doing this anyhow, so it doesn't really matter. It essentially gets the bulk of it with some kind of color on there, and it also, in some ways, kind of acts a bit like primer. Is it exactly the same? No. But remember, the oils are super durable. I mean, I suppose you could, try and take the Army Painter anti-shine and put something on this too. Yeah, that might be a little too late. Let me go back here to the Mars Yellow Deep. Bring out a little bit of our light here. Maybe not too much back there. Yeah, this could use it. Right there. No, we're going to wait for the lighter yellow on that. Let's work our way up to that. There's a lot of layer lines over on this side here, so we're trying to work through those. What is that? Yeah, I'm just going to pull that off of there. And now these little inserts right here. Let me see if I can get my hand out there to support. There we go. Now I've got a little more balance here. We have not put our light color on this yet. That would be something more like this. Like right there. Down on the second strip there. Lighten that up just a little more. Again, to kind of go along with where the blue is also lighter. Get you lighter now. Switch it around to the other side. Do the similar thing. Maybe down here. Not so much up there. These possibly gonna get some little bit of light on those two. Lighter yellow here. Well, gold, whatever. Put the light down in here. Like so. Yep, that's some thinner into that. Push that. Ooh, that's too much thinner. I could tell. That is just okay. We got that right. I have to hold this brush almost at the very end of the brush to be able to do this, and you can see there's plenty of control, plenty of leverage, right? No death grip on that brush. And here we're gonna get this. I think in a few minutes I'm gonna try and do a little bit of a refill on our medicine. Also, I'm gonna try and grab the Easterling figures so that some folk can see what the color scheme is on the miniatures and see it next to the building, because that was very fun to do last night during the stream. Again, even a brush like this, I can almost use it kind of like a dry brush, almost like a filbert brush. I'll turn it around this way. Get some more of a light right into that. There as well. Okay. One last little bit here. Also over there. A little more here. There we go. A little more light. And there we are. Yeah, I'm gonna get me some light on the edge of these. More thinner. Alright. I could possibly go a little lighter than this, but this might just be as light as I go. I don't want everything right up at the spine of the roof here to be the lightest stuff, because maybe some kind of some staining or whatever, some weathering. Again, hold this brush on its side. All of a sudden, it kind of starts to become something like a very tiny filbert brush. Now in here, that's where I'm going to definitely let that be more in shadow, let it be more of a like a stained kind of a thing. Now with these cross things here, but I really got to be careful with making those too light. And I might even just stick with something like this, so I don't get too involved in the individual ones there. Back to my light. Along this roof edge, and I have to start thinking about this stuff here. Again, the one thing about your FDM style printing is these kind of elements. They're gonna get kind of beat up a little bit in the process of printing. They're not exactly going to be pristine. Okay, can't really go too much later on that. I think I need to lighten up the edge of the, well, sort of, yeah, I guess it's kind of like bamboo there. Yeah, let me get some of the paint out of that. Where's my first floor here again? So we'll set that aside, and then we'll work on this. Can't let that paint have a chance to set over there. Hey, Runic Raccoon, how you doing? So I will be in the Badger. Well, I'm supposed to be anyway, unless something really weird happens. I'm supposed to be in the Badger airbrush booth, helping out Ken there. Now let me see if I have still a little bit of, yes, I still have a little bit of water left in here. I want to get the dark around this because that really helps me see just how light or how dark my blue is. So just a little touch of water there. So happy Saturday there, Runic Raccoon, because now it is, oh geez, oh, it's almost 1 in the morning here. I thought it was only midnight. Now we've been at 2 hours 16 minutes. So Runic Raccoon, I hope I don't know, you have a whole bunch of events planned there for Gen Con. Like maybe taking classes or something. Cheers, Runic Raccoon. So yeah, that's going mad. Yeah, it really does help me to see what I've got going on the walls here. And this is not, again, that's not the blackest black. It's sort of the precursor to it, because the blackest black, that really is not very durable. So I put this on first. Runic Raccoon, that's fantastic. I will, well, obviously, Lethal Shadows and I, we've never actually been able to meet in person. And of course, everybody, please, also, if you're going to be at Gen Con, please visit the Armored Wolf booth. I know we talk about the dice bags all the time, but there's a whole bunch of other I saw some photos today of some of those other things being worked on. Obviously, there's journal covers, barrettes, you name it. Boy, but there's so much more to this than there was the other building. So Runic Raccoon, well, I'll probably be seeing you over there too, because after the dealer's room is closed, we'll probably be going over there to help out Lynn, so it's going to be a very, very, very busy weekend, that's for sure. Well, we're almost all the way around here. But that's really helping me see what the blue looks like, and then when we do the blackest black, boy, that really does make a difference. I think this is the last length, yep, that I have to do here. So then with this, then I would put the blackest black over the top, and then it just kind of disappears. Okay, much better. Let's get the top back on this. Now again, this is not the black 3.0. This was this from Golden Acrylics here, yeah. So that still has some shine to it. However, it's way more sturdy and durable. The blackest black stuff, boy, that if that's your first layer, that's gonna wipe off really easily. And let me get this thing out of the way here. Now, so Runic Raccoon, I hope that all of the painting stuff goes well. I know that getting stuff ready for contests can sometimes be a little bit on the nerve-wracking side. Taking our light in here. Maybe we'll get a little bit of it down in there too. Okay. We'll get a little bit of light on the end of that. Over here. More on those shutters? I don't know. I am going to maybe take some of my lighter blue here. On some of the, I don't want to make it look like there's holes there, but maybe just kind of follow up on some of the texture that's here. Okay, yeah, more of our, like right along there. Along these guys. This too. Also over here. All the way around. This it's a threshold here. We gotta try and get some of this lighter blue down in here. That's a Runic Raccoon. Hopefully there's not a whole lot left to do on your entry and stuff. Or entries. I kept thinking as you were saying the opener, like the open category, but no, that's the contest itself. I always think of the Reaper Open. Now on that door back there, let me see if I can maybe take this green and some of that. It's not so much about making it lighter, it's about tinting it away from the yellowish brown there. Okay, that seems to do a little something now. Let me, do we go lighter or darker? Let me try some lighter stuff here. So a 75 mil. Yeah, I've got. I have to. Well, ironically enough, I would have. There's three of them that I have to try and choose from. Unless, well, one of them really would be more like a diorama, I think. Let me do this here. A little bit of light on the edge of that door. And now let me see what happens with this. If I don't like that, I'll just wipe that away. That's also going to give it a little bit of a reddish tinge is also. Now this is just almost more straight up fast matte white here. Now let me get a different brush here. Let me actually try this one. So I guess Runic Raccoon, is it a 75 mil printed by Lethal Shadows? Or is it one of the like a standard resin type of thing? Trying to get that brush down in there. It's very, very, very difficult to also try and keep that on screen for you guys, but we'll see what we can do here. Yeah, I do believe that Lethal Shadows is heading out to Gen Con tomorrow. Old Chimera, that's, I wish that Chimera would do STO files. Also, as a Big Child Creators, there's a bunch of them. Wish that they would do the STLs of those. Where am I think we'll see if we can use that. Yes, we can use that as a teensy bit of a blending brush there. Nice to see other surface tension. I hope that your Saturday goes well. I know it's kind of early in the morning there. Great to see you again. Yeah, all of those, scale 75, Chimera. It would be nice if at some point they started to do STO files. Since the stuff is digitally sculpted anyway, I've never really understood the not trying to, well, basically take advantage of that. And maybe also cut out some of the downside of other folks, well, taking your sculpts. Thank you so much, surface tension. Oh yeah, that's right. We were going to do a little bit of a refill on that here. Because that just about wipes out the medicine. That's great surface tension. That means now you can stay inside and paint miniatures and not see it. But if you wanted to post, speaking of miniatures, if you want to post some of the stuff that you've been painting there, want to post that in the chat, please go ahead. Let me, fine, I'll just use you as a little bit of a blending brush there. So yeah, I've never, unfortunately, had a chance to paint any Chimera figures. I haven't really even seen any. Now, I'm sure they're super spectacular. Throw a little bit more of this light here on this part. No, not there. Maybe get a smidge of light on that. Maybe make that a little lighter there too. Now, everybody, please check out that Mastodon link there that Surface Tension shared. Surface Tension, more Easterling buildings. Oh yeah, the other thing I wanted to get was grab some of the miniatures so that we can show the miniatures in front of the building. I get this. More light along that too. Oh, that's right, Surface Tension. I saw that. Yeah. I saw that on the Instagrams there, so that was looking really fantastic. So again, everybody please check out what Surface Tension shared. You know what, I might roll backwards here. That's some of the reclaimed earth core. That's the violet core there. That's from Gamlin. Some more fabulous oxides. I'm almost wondering if they these are like some kind of scrolls down here. So we'll try and get some light on those. That went a little wonky, so I'll get rid of that. So yeah, everybody please check out what Surface Tension posted, and painted with the oils too. So yes, indeed. That is also part of the Linseed Fellowship. And anybody can join the Linseed Fellowship. Let me take my... And we're just going to drop that over on its side here. Maybe lighten that up a little more on the end there. Okay, yeah, that's looking a little more interesting. So Surface Tension, I'm just really glad that the oils have worked out so well for you. I mean, for me, they're very, very much an essential part of everything here. That is, I don't want to say that's still too much there. Let's hit the, yeah, there's some more of our light right here. Right along this edge too. Alright, and we'll get that. Oh yeah, we need to get a little bit more light right along the edge of this thing. What about the leading edge on that? Yeah, it's and just knowing, right, Surface Tension, that if something doesn't quite work out the way you want, it's very easy to wipe that away and just start again. No stripping the miniature or anything like that. Just, well, and we did that. Well, especially on this part of this terrain, right, where we initially had that design and then we changed it to that. We just basically wiped it away with the sponge and, well, started painting again. Some of our, yeah, get the edge of that a little bit more. Also here. these little jugs or whatever down here. I'm going to try and get a little bit more of a light on those. Also need to try and get a little bit of our freehand onto that over there. So thanks Armored Wolf for posting a link to the Instagrams. I think I'll try to make an Instagram post out of the Candish huts and the Candish guys. That'll probably go up on Sunday. Let me see if I can't get a little more like right in here. Thanks surface tension. I've got at least, I know I have 2 other ones I think prepped. I know one is not just prepped but also primed. Little bummed I haven't had a chance to try and paint that on stream. That's probably something I'll try to do when we finally get back from Gen Con. Spend a lot of stuff that's kind of waiting until after Gen Con. Those snakes they are really big, aren't they? Need to a little bit more my light on that too. Okay. But maybe work on the top of this a little more. Still not quite sure what you were supposed to be, but let me try some Van Dyke Brown on that first here. Maybe with some asphaltum as well. And we'll just darken that. Here too. Maybe back there. Getting rid of some of the layer lines also. Get whatever's in that barrel there. Make that a little thinner too. And again, that's to mimic some of the freehand that we've done on a bunch of our Easterlings there. You can see that down on that cloth there. Remember, this is the guy that we re-sculpted. I did that on stream, so you can watch that. All of the streams here are saved as highlights, which means that they are forever. It's kind of like a YouTube channel. Do I have, well, is that Van Dyke Brown there? I can't quite tell. I was thinking maybe that was Perline Black there. No, that's definitely some kind of Van Dyke Brown there. Trying to get the dark under here. Under all of these, actually. Gotta control the amount of thinner though, because this is printed with the filament, right? So if it's too thin, it's going to spread around all over the place. Not quite what we're looking for. And you can see how easy it is to get that oil paint just to flow right along that line. Boom, there you go. Also here. Now I gotta be careful with that.